Confidence. We all want it. We all envy those who seem to effortlessly possess it. But what if I told you that the key to true confidence might not be what you think? Today, I want us to dive deep into a topic that might make you squirm, but trust me, it's a conversation we need to have. Hi, I'm Chizzy and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, you are welcome. And if you've been here before, love you so much. Today, we're going to be talking about confidence and precisely quiet confidence because I love quiet confidence. I love that kind of confidence that's like, I'm here, I'm not loud, I'm not saying too much, but I'm here and you can tell. To me, that's just an amazing type of confidence and it's so inspiring to see, especially in a world where everything has to be so grandiose and out there. But before I talk about confidence, I actually want to draw an analogy from Squid Games, the challenge. So if you guys haven't watched it, it's on Netflix and it's based off Squid Games, the Korean TV show that went viral. But it's such an amazing show. I highly recommend it. You might get some spoilers if you stay here. So go watch the show and we'll wait for you. We're waiting. Hurry up, okay? Basically, 456 people compete for $4.5 million. That's a lot of money to win. But all of them have to complete certain tasks, and one by one, they start to get eliminated until we get to the final person who eventually wins the show. I'm sobbing because I wish that was me. Okay, so several challenges go by. They play the one with the shapes where you have to lick it. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, we eventually get to the game Warships. And this is when I met my girl, B. Ooh. After watching that segment, I was like, oh my God, this is giving confidence on a whole different level. So throughout the show, they introduce different people. We start to hear their stories. We start to learn more about them. And some people were, louder than others. Even without them telling their stories, you could pick out some personalities throughout the whole thing that were just, they were those people. But B, this was my first time seeing her. And so it was time to play Warships, right? And with the game Warships, you basically have two teams on either side. You can't see what's going on the other team, but each team has two captains. Actually, each team has a captain and an assistant captain. So usually the team would nominate someone to be like, okay, you be the captain. And so several teams play and it was time for this girl's team. And this girl is like, okay, games, I'm good at this. I'm going to be the captain. I'm going to take charge. And from there, I was like, who is this person? Like, she was so sure of how good she was at games. She stepped up to the plate. No one even had to nominate her. She was like, yeah, I'm doing it. I'm taking charge because I play games and I'm good at this. And before then, we never heard of her, right? She was not giving main character energy throughout the whole show. They never told her story. This was my first time seeing her. But just by how she said it and how sure she was, I was already so intrigued. I was like, okay, let's see. Her exact words were, I'm a gamer. If there's anything I'm going to be good at, it's this. And the first thing she said is, one thing you should know about the players, they always go for C3 first. And C3 is basically like one of the spots you could have hit to target the other team. And guess what? The other team played 3C first. I was like, oh my God. It was giving badass. And then imagine, as all of this is happening, obviously it's a montage, they're playing dramatic music, and hit after hit, she's the captain, right? She's like, okay, we're gonna hit this next, we're gonna hit this next, and hit after hit, she's eliminating the other team. Like, they were even crying on the other side because obviously they knew they were going to die. Like, this amazing person who was so sure and confident in her skills is on the other end and is just calling all the shots, and everybody else died. I mean, well, no, they didn't really die. They got eliminated. And of course, throughout this whole thing, they have the confessionals. So we start to hear about her story, right? And she's coming across as, like a confident person and telling us her story that when she was younger, her parents, realized that she was very smart. So they enrolled her in Mensa. So this is my first time hearing about Mensa, but apparently it's for people with a certain IQ. Like, if you brought all the smartest people, like Albert Einstein smarts, into a group, that would be Mensa. So this girl is smart and she was just telling us, that was her story. She's always been smart and her parents try to, harness that gift she has and they wanted her to realize her potential. So she knows she's a smart person. obviously, and she came into the game knowing I'm good at games. This is my strength. This is what I'm good at. So of course she leads her team to victory, and now she's a threat, right? Because nobody knew her before. Even though she was there, she talked to people, but she wasn't like popular or anything. But now people know her. They're like, okay, this is a game player. Anyway, the game keeps on going. But you guys, let me tell you the part that even got me when it comes to B. So there was another game they had to play, right? And it was about maybe 8 of them. At this point, people had been getting eliminated. And then there was another game they had to play. And so with this game, they had like a die, right? And each person was going to go around and roll the dice. And if you hit 6, so like if you hit the face with 6, then whoever you nominated will get eliminated. So the whole team decided as a group, okay, whenever you have to roll the dice, pick yourself. So that was the thing they all decided to do. So they don't end up eliminating somebody if that was the case. So everybody's going around. This person rolls, it's a 4. This person rolls, it's a 2. This person rolls, it's a 3. And then it gets to B's turn. And B is like, obviously, I'm going to nominate myself, but I always roll 6s, by the way. She plays games, right? And obviously, she didn't say this in a happy way, like, oh my God, I'm so good. It was almost like, dang, I have to nominate myself. But if this is going to go anything like how my games usually go, I'm probably going to roll a 6. And guess what? My girl rolled a 6. And she got eliminated, obviously, because she rolled a 6. But my God, that was so beautiful to watch that was how she got eliminated. And she knew she wasn't that good. And like, even if she tried, obviously she tried not to roll a 6, but she still rolled a 6 because she was good. And it's just what it is. And even after she left, after she got eliminated, everyone was like, what the hell? Like, she said she was going to roll a 6 and she did. And I think she was the only one, if not maybe her or one other person, but I think she was the only one who got eliminated in that game by rolling a 6. Do you know how hard it is to roll a 6? So after watching B, honestly, she ended up being my favorite character. Obviously, she wasn't the loudest person in the room. She wasn't the most popular person in the room. She wasn't the prettiest person in the room. Hell, all of them looked a mess because they weren't around to take showers. They couldn't wear makeup. So everybody looked pretty average. So it wasn't even about the looks or anything. But she ended up standing out as such a confident person to me and was radiating that kind of confidence that's not loud. That's just there because she knows who she is, she knows what she's good at, and she's found her strengths. So with that being said, I want us to talk about some common misconceptions about confidence. The first one is that confidence equals extroversion. So people usually think or expect that confident people are the ones who are able to walk the room, who are friends with everybody, who knows XYZ, who is the life of the party. But that is actually not true. Whether you're introverted or you're extroverted, you can be a confident person because confidence is something that comes from the inside and it comes from being sure about yourself, about who you are, about what you're good at, about people you love. Like, it's just an inside thing. And it doesn't matter whether you're an extrovert or an introvert. It has no determination in whether you're a confident person. The second myth is that confidence equals perfection. So sometimes people think, oh, this person can only be that confident because they're perfect. And I used to think like this too, because I'm a perfectionist in some sense. And sometimes I would never reveal my work, or I would be maybe afraid to share, or just thinking, man, this is not good enough. And then I see other people who are sharing their stuff. It might not even be as good as mine, but they're confident and they're good enough and it's working for them. So I'm like, you know what? Being confident about something doesn't mean you're the best at that thing or you're perfect at that thing. It just means you know your worth, you know your value, and you are okay with how it's coming out. And I really love that because the truth is we will never be perfect at anything. We can only try, and we can only try to do what's good for us, what's good enough for us. And once you're assured in that, then nobody can tell you nothing. And then the last one is like confidence comes from your external appearance. That's something we hear quite a lot. Obviously, now as times have gone on, people have started to debunk this myth, but people always thought The confident people were the people who were wearing the high heels, who had the lipstick on, who are driving the nice cars. My dear, I'm here to tell you, whether you look like that or you don't look like that, you can still have confidence issues and you can still be confident. It doesn't really have to do with your appearance. But I will say how you present yourself to the world can really help you become more confident. It's about believing yourself, about doing the work and trying to be a good person and being good at something and being so self assured. But of course, there's an external element to confidence. We can't deny that your appearance helps, but that is not the sole contributor to confidence. So I just wanted to put that out there. But all in all, after observing and looking, a common thing I find with confident people is that they're self assured. They know what they're good at, they know what to bring to the table, and it doesn't always have to be loud and out there. They just know that they're assured in it and they've done the work to find what they're good at. So, what if you feel like you're good at nothing? Well, I have a couple tips on how you can explore this and eventually get good at something and build your confidence from the inside. So, the first thing is to pick up hobbies or identify your hobbies. So, these are basically activities that you engage in. And the reason I call them hobbies is because whenever we use that word hobbies, it's something light. It's something we're interested in learning. It's something we ease into and we don't put too much pressure on ourselves to have it figured out or be the best at it or be perfect at it. Because I think that's counterintuitive. Whenever we're trying to find ourselves and explore our strengths and explore what we're good at, we want it to come naturally. We want it to flow. Start to think of those things that maybe you picked up a certain hobby and then you started enjoying it, and then all of a sudden people are like, man, you seem like you've been doing this for a long time. Because what I've realized is that your strengths are naturally, they're inside you. These are things that are already inside you, but you don't get to realize what these are if you don't get into different things and try to apply yourself. Does that make sense? So for example, let's say I join an art club and I knew nothing about art. I couldn't draw, nothing. But then I get there and then maybe I'm not the best person at drawing. But then when people design their work, I'm able to draw out beauty from it. And I'm able to really put things together. And then that's how you piece that you are really a good storyteller, you're good at conceptualizing, and then this becomes your strength. This is what you are good at. Whether it's in the art room or it's in the boardroom or you're working with people, you're good at piecing stories together, and that can translate into your life in different ways. And the only way you get to learn these things about yourself is by picking hobbies and trying out different things. The next thing I want you to do is to fail and fail often. According to Mel Robbins, confidence comes by taking action and demonstrating competence in different aspects of life. So it's not about being flawless or having the answer, but it's about trying and failing. And then you realize, maybe I shouldn't do it this way. Okay, let me try it this way. You might fail again. Maybe I shouldn't do it this way. Let me try again. But what that happens is you start to create a feedback loop in your mind. And so you start to realize how to get good at something by failing. It really works. And the truth about life is that you are going to fail. And I think the worst things we can do as human beings is to live a life where we are so afraid of failure that we don't even try. Like, that's going to be so bad. What if you've been wanting to start that YouTube channel? What if you wanted to start rapping? What if you've wanted to open that boutique, but you've been so afraid of failing? How are you going to know that it's going to be successful or it's going to be good if you don't try, So I think a big one would be to just try. You might fail, but the only way you get good at something is by trying, making mistakes, and coming back again. Because honestly, it's never going to be a linear road. And then the last thing you can do to get good at something is to set realistic goals. Sometimes we jump into situations thinking, oh, we're going to go from point 0 to 100. That is only going to shatter your confidence and it's going to make you feel like you are not good at anything. When in reality, it takes about 10,000 hours for anyone to become a master at anything. And I'm not saying you have to spend 10,000 hours to find where your strengths are or be good at anything, But my point is, it's never going to be a straight shot. And you also want to set your expectations so that you have, a good expectation of what to expect and how the journey should be along the way. Start with small, achievable goals, right? If you're trying to go to the gym, maybe you start by going twice a week or you start by going 3 times a week and then you start to increase that. But what happens is that, of course, you're going to be able to go twice. That boosts your confidence. And then you're like, maybe I should go 3 times. That boosts your confidence further. And then you can start to expand from that. Also, you want to celebrate your accomplishments, no matter how small or little you might think. And you know what? I was listening to a podcast the other day, and apparently that's actually a trend going on right now. People are celebrating the smallest things that you could even imagine. They're celebrating promotions, they're celebrating dog birthdays, they're celebrating successful surgeries, and I love it for everybody because we don't have to wait for one big thing or for someone to get married before we celebrate their lives. I think it's very good to celebrate people and celebrate the little achievements you have because that reinforces your confidence and it makes you not afraid to try again. And the more you try, the more you explore, the more you learn, and you figure out what you're actually good at and what you bring to society. If you guys want me to do a video about the physical aspects to confidence, let me know and I can make something for y'all. This channel is all about becoming the best version of ourselves. So of course we're talking inside and outside. So yeah, let me know and I hope to see you back later. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, join the family. Would love to have you back. Yeah, see you all next time. Bye.